So hello guys, and welcome to another video, and I've been playing Mario & Luigi Brothership quite a lot over the past week. I have about 30 hours in the game so far, and I'm entering the final C, so like the final stretch of the game. I think I probably have about 10 hours or so left. I know that seems like a lot, but this is a very long game. So I am within the final stretch of the game, even though I still have a chunk of it left. But this game is absolutely incredible. Even though it has been a little controversial, I feel like a lot of that is kind of overblown, and I feel like a lot of that is basically due to people kind of still in the early parts of the game. But while I am really enjoying the game, I do think it has some flaws, like any other game, and I feel like some of those flaws did kind of contribute to some of the problems that people have, especially the people who are early on in the game. So I kind of wanted to discuss some of those flaws that the game has, and I would say definitely the biggest flaw in this game is the slow start. I mean, it's not too much of an issue, because I still think it is still a good game throughout, and I feel like when you play the game more, you will appreciate the earlier sections more for kind of showing off different things, either in the story, or world building, or even gameplay to some degree. But I do feel like it drags on way too much around the beginning, especially compared to the later parts of the game. Everything from the second C onwards seems to be paced fairly well, I would say, but that first part of the game with the lush green sea is pretty slow. It takes you quite a while to get the hammer. I think it's 2-ish hours to get the hammer, which is kind of crazy, and even longer to get the bros attacks. And in this game's biggest new mechanic, with the battle plugs, aren't unlocked until the second C. So I think it takes way too long to unlock a lot of these abilities. I feel like the time that it takes to get some of these abilities should have been cut in half. But yeah, I just think it definitely takes a while for it to start, which I do think is a big contributing factor to why a lot of people aren't enjoying this game. But then you see a lot of people are changing their minds once they get to the later sections of the game, so that's why that's kind of a flaw there. But it wasn't too big of an issue for me, but I could understand why it could be a bigger issue for some people. And the next flaw that I have actually has to do with the music. I do think the soundtrack is great, and I think Hideki Sakamoto is doing a great job carrying on Yoko Shimomura's legacy with the soundtrack and everything, even though she isn't involved this time. I feel like Sakamoto's definitely doing a good job kind of having a somewhat similar style. It is a little different, but it does kind of have that same Mario & Luigi energy to it. But my problem is that there aren't very many boss themes. I know this might be a bit of a spoiler, but oh wow, you fight Bowser in the game. But when you're fighting Bowser, there actually isn't a unique boss theme in the game. It just has the regular, either mini boss or boss theme, depending on which Bowser fight it is. I'm not gonna go into the details about fighting Bowser multiple times, but yeah, that is a little disappointing that it only does the regular boss theme. I think it would have been really cool if they had a unique theme for Bowser, or maybe even a remix of a theme from an older Mario & Luigi game, kind of like how they did in the remakes, for I think Dark Fopple's fight in the Bowser's Inside Story remake had the Fawful and Cackletta boss theme, a remix of that. So it would have been cool to have a remix of the Partners in Time boss battle theme for Bowser, or Bowser's battle theme in Bowser's Inside Story when you're playing as him. I think that would be pretty cool if they did a remix of either of those songs. Then there's even for other bosses that I've heard don't have their own unique boss themes. And then when you're fighting the Extension Core members, it also does the normal boss themes. I think that would have been pretty cool if they'd have their own boss theme, but it's unfortunate that they don't. So yeah, another flaw, which was a bit weird at the beginning of the game, is the fact that you select Luigi with A instead of B in battle. You still use the action command, like normally with B and everything, but when you select him, you have to press A, which is really weird. I don't know why they made that decision. Maybe, like, since a lot of people playing this game are playing a Mario and Luigi game for the first time and would have to adjust to that. But at that point, I don't really think it's worth it, like, since so many people are used to pressing B to select Luigi. So that is just weird. However, this isn't that much of an issue to me now, since I'm so used to it. Like, 30 hours into the game, it kind of reconfigured my muscle memory to the point where that doesn't really matter that much anymore. But just in the early game, it kind of threw me off a little bit. And another thing is the performance issues. This is one thing that could definitely kind of apply to other people more than me, because I don't really have that much of an issue with performance in games sometimes, unless it's like super apparent, like in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But in Brothership, there is like a little bit of like performance issues here. Like sometimes the frame rate is like a bit janky, I would say. Like it's 30 FPS, but sometimes it kind of drops a little bit, and it can be noticeable at times. I don't think it's a huge issue, but I do think it would have benefited from better hardware. Because I do think the game looks great. Like, it definitely takes advantage of, like, the Switch in terms of, like, visuals and things, since the cel-shaded style, like, kind of like the 3D emulating 2D here, looks very nice. But I just think the Switch is kind of struggling to kind of run it here. I hope on the Switch, too, like, that boost in hardware will help the performance here. But, yeah, it is a bit kind of, weird at times. Like, you'll get used to it after a while, but I do think it would have benefited, like, from either being optimized a little more, or just being delayed to, like, the Switch 2 or something. I don't think that's, like, I guess it's not, like, that big of an issue for, the whole game to be, like, delayed or anything like that. But, yeah, it is just a little bit of a flaw here, but yeah. So those are my issues with Mario & Luigi Brothership. I really don't have that many problems with the game. Like, really, those are my only issues. Either, like, small little nitpicks, like selecting A with Luigi in battle, or, like, the performance, which, while it can be a bit noticeable at times, it didn't really bring down my experience that much at all. So, this game is absolutely excellent, despite its issues, and I'm really looking forward to, like, finishing it and playing through the rest of it, because, yeah, it just has so many great elements to it, and I'm looking forward to reviewing it soon. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord and Blue Sky if you want to. Goodbye.